And another episode of NBA 2K12. In the last episode, it was the Thunder beat the Kings in a tight one in Sacramento, 117 and 113. And now coming up next, we are heading to Baker's Life Playhouse in downtown Indianapolis. We got Danny Granger and the Indiana Pacers take on Kobe Bryant and Los Angeles Lakers. That's the second matchup between those two. Going to be a good game now. It's really good, but first we're taking ABA ball ready to go. Good to go. So now, for this game, the Pacers will use the classic jersey style, and the Lakers going to take the purple shirts. It will be a good monitor based on the 2000 NBA Finals. And that was it for now. This is Andre Canfield. We'll be right back after this. Enjoy the video here at Staples Center at Baker's Life Playhouse in Indianapolis. And now we'll send it over to Kevin Harlan in Indianapolis. Enjoy!
Thanks for joining us. Time to get ready for NBA action on 2K Sports. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It'll be Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers facing off against Danny Granger and the Indiana Pacers. And now time to hand things over to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. I'll be back at halftime.
You can taste the excitement here in Indianapolis. We've got the Los Angeles Lakers facing the Indiana Pacers. Welcome to the NBA. Kevin Harlan here with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg for 2K Sports for this Friday afternoon broadcast. A look here as we present the State Farm starting five. A look at who the Lakers have on the floor. Kobe and Artest are the wingmen. Powell and Bynum filling up the middle. And it's Fisher in at the point. And for Indiana, Paul George and Danny Granger on the perimeter. West out there with Roy Hibbert. And it's Hill in at the one spot.
Well, you know, a recent stat said that in the last 15 years, the Lakers are on average the best offense in the NBA. But in crunch time, ironically, they fall to around 12th best offensively. Not nearly as effective.
And it's going to be the Pacers off the tip. He's covered by Fisher. Hibbert with it. Looking on Gasol. Going back to the Lakers, and they're let down as far as crunch time offense goes. Good point by you. Steve, you taking that. Why do you think that's so?
Well, I think Kobe's not the player that he once was, Kevin. I mean, he's not as athletic. He's not as capable as he used to be getting shots off against any type of defense. And I think the rest of the guys maybe lost a little confidence in themselves as a result. There's that little sweet spot, that mid-range jumper.
Tipped out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
I was able to speak with Frank Vogel for a minute. When we talked about what they'll try to do on defense, he told me they're going to have to do everything they can to neutralize their opponent's high flyers, saying, quote, "We can't play above the rim like these guys, so we'll have to do our best to keep them away from the hoop." Gentlemen, easier said than done.
Thanks again, Doris.
Good basketball instincts on display there, making it
Here's the angle on our Sprite Slam Cam.
Now that's a special order right there.
Not everybody can cap off a dunk like that.
Yeah, very difficult maneuver, but a tremendous one if you can pull it off. And Andrew Bynum, a guy who has been hit with injuries throughout his career. But when he's healthy, the Lakers are so tough to beat because of the length and size that Bynum and Gasol provide for that front line.
A nice shot by Gasol.
4 straight makes out of the gate. That's a sweet start.
Now the Pacers with it. It's a three-point game. Granger kicks it to West. And it's sent back by Kobe. And Hibbert with the dunk. stolen by Granger.
Well, he was being overly optimistic there, thinking he could make that pass.
Hill passes to Granger. Takes it up. An easy 2 points on the way. And last season, there were a few grumbles, Steve, after Bynum missed the first month and a half of the season. You see, Bynum had delayed surgery after the finals, so that he could go to the World Cup soccer.
Well, when you're a pro basketball player, that has to be your first priority. I'm a big-time soccer fan myself, but Bynum may have made a boo-boo there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was ready to go come playoff time, and, that's kind of the Lakers' go-to philosophy. Just be ready when the playoffs show up. And he did play quite well in the postseason.
Feeds it to Fisher. That's the free fly. That's good. And it's Kobe with the assist. Kobe's got 3 assists now in this one. Now Hill. On the wing, Granger, over by Artest. And then Hibbert with the dunk.
Nothing you can do when he's coming at him like that.
Well, that's right, Clark. Steve, he is a dangerous, dangerous player.
Yeah, especially when he gets to that launching pad right there in the lane. I mean, pretty one-handed finish. That was nice.
Tyler Hansbrough is checked in for David West.
Roy Hibbert was taken 17th by the Pacers back in 2008. Granger was the 17th pick in 2005. Both Pacers have proven to be good acquisitions for Indiana.
Back to Hibbert, Clark, a 7-2 pivot. He's got soft hands, rebounds, can score inside, has a nice hook shot. And Steve, you even were telling me before the game he can even step back for a jumper that you would respect.
Yeah, he can knock it down from long range, Kevin. And he's an underrated passer, too. The Pacers really ran a lot of offense through him. So this is a young kid. He's really developing into a solid center in this league.
Makes the most of the high percent shot. Hibbert's got 7 points. For 3, Kobe. Gasol with the steal. Takes a 3, and Kobe the bucket with the assist by Gasol. 8 points for Kobe Bryant. On offense, here are the Pacers.
Well, last season, amazingly, the Pacers got their first ever win over the Lakers at Staples Center. Amazing that it took so long.
And the basketball here.
They come right back with the triple.
About a 3 for a 3, Steve.
From downtown, and that one's good, Barnes. And it's a tie ball game. Steve, going back to that win for the Pacers in Los Angeles. You were there this second.
Yeah, it was a great night for the Pacers, particularly for Roy Hibbert. I thought it was one of his best games of the season. He actually finished it with a dunk in the closing seconds to put the Pacers up by 3, a big play for him. And I thought it crystallized really a strong third season for Roy Hibbert.
Kobe dishes to Gasol, and stolen by Hibbert.
I really don't like what I'm seeing in the last couple of possessions, Kevin. That's 2 turnovers in a row, careless turnovers at that.
They're getting a little casual with the ball.
That's good.
They're just getting hammered inside and really need to find a way to be tougher down there. They got to be physical. They got to man up in there.
I agree. I mean, you look at the points they're giving up, most of them seem to be coming inside the paint.
Gets the bucket. 8 points for Pau Gasol.
Wow, what a combination. A big man who can shoot from long range.
Outside Hill. Guarded by Blake. Outside Hill. Hansbrough. Guarded by Kobe. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Nice time to use that foul to stop the rain.
If you can save just 1 point, that foul was the right move.
Line for the Pacers. 2 shots.
And so he makes both from the line. Just 4 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Fisher, deflected by Collison. The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. Pacers out in front, up by 3.
really good sign offensively the way they started this game out, getting a lot of hoops from close range.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get baskets inside. I know you were a three-point shooter, Steve, and a really good one, but it's always easier to score in the paint.
And it's more NBA action coming your way here on 2K Sports. Up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. They've got Jones, James Posey out there with Amundsen. And it's West, and it's Collison in at the point guard. So that's the group out there for Indiana.
Ron Artest, one of the most interesting players in the league. How about a couple of years ago when the Lakers won the title, and afterwards he filmed his therapist in the post-game press conference. Great matchup here. This game has gone back and forth. Multiple.
Here's another look with the Sprite Slam King. Guys back and forth. This first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
This could be a back and forth game all the way, guys, the way it's being played. This is fun to watch.
Now here's Collison. And they can pop the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point ball.
Boy, what a great job of getting into the key to the defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's been their main point of attack. I mean, get the ball deep and try to score from in tight rather than rely on their outside shooting. I mean, that's a more consistent way to score. Take it inside. Guys, 21-9 were the Lakers last season against the Eastern Conference, and they've been within a game of that record for the last 4 seasons. That's really consistently impressive.
Back to Artest. He dishes it to Fisher. Lets it go from deep. That's good. Fisher's got 6. You look at the teams in the East, not many who can match the length that the Lakers possess up front. What am I saying? There are a few teams in the entire league that can match that kind of length, Steve.
Yep, the Twin Towers, Bynum and Gasol, really the Lakers' trump cards. And I think that's the key to this club. They've got to take advantage of those 2 guys this year, beat people up down on the block and on the glass. And if they can improve their defensive work on the perimeter, this could be a great team. Man, what a tough break, guys, for David West. Last season, he's having such an outstanding year before tearing his ACL in March, late in the campaign. Very tough break for him.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Roy Hibbert's checked in for Amundsen. Granger comes in for James Posey. And it's George in for Dante Jones. And back to that West injury. To lose what he brings to the table is a big blow to any team.
Yeah, without question. I mean, and the Hornets showed well in the playoffs, but you know they missed his scoring, his rebounding, and he's a veteran who's been in the playoffs. And he's a tough guy as well, Kevin. So those are attributes that you just can't replace.
Guys, 7 times the lead has changed hands here now.
And we still aren't halfway through this contest yet.
Yeah, that number could easily go up to double digits before this game is over.
Fisher against Collison. Fires from deep. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
So I like the fluidity I'm seeing from him on offense. It's just been beautiful. Fun to watch.
Yeah, is they're moving the ball well, finding the open man, making that extra pass. They're playing very unselfishly right now. Well, Mike Brown, a part of the Greg Popovich coaching tree. In fact, I played for him in San Antonio in 2003 when he was an assistant. Excellent coach, really a guy who will emphasize the defensive end of the floor. That's his forte.
He's already started to heat up from outside. That's his 3rd for the game, his 2nd in this quarter. What a nice feed by Kobe that time.
Here's Collison. He's got 5. Steve, good point about Mike Brown. You know, Clark, his familiarity with the Western Conference and some of the big teams in that conference, I'm sure a big reason why the Lakers got him.
Well, I think all around he's just an outstanding coach. I mean, he's in his prime. He's a relatively young coach who's had tremendous experience. So his record is very impressive. His demeanor and personality and philosophy, I think, is really solid. It helps that he was coaching in Ron, but make no mistake, you just don't stumble into what he's been able to do as far as wins go. I mean, he's won almost 2/3 of his games as an NBA head coach, and that list is short when you start looking at the resumes of head coaches to have won 2/3 of the games he's coached in.
Some changes for Indiana. Tyler Hansbrough's checked in for Hibbert. Posey comes in for Danny Granger. And George Hills subbed in for Darren Collison. The Lakers also making some changes. Pau Gasol's checked in for Barnes. Walton comes in for Ron Artest. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Derek Fisher.
Fantastic steal. He knew exactly when to jump into that passing lane. Well done.
It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
No kidding. I mean, neither team has been able to hold the lead for any length of time, guys.
Steve, so close.
Well, such a seesaw affair back and forth. I mean, this has been an unbelievable game to watch.
You know, for the Pacers last season, it was encouraging for them to make the playoffs, but it can't obscure the hard work that's still left ahead. I mean, they only won 37 games in the regular season. They would have needed 9 or 10 more wins to make the playoffs in the West. So they've still got a ways to go.
The three from Hill. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
A little slow on the defensive rotation there.
The Lakers in the lead. Like you mentioned, the 37 wins, that was 25 less than the Chicago Bulls team they faced in the first round.
Sure was, yep.
Steve?
Well, even with that said, Kevin, it was a very competitive series. It went 5 games, but every single game went down the stretch.
Here's West. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Hill's got his 5th assist in this one. Ball's not loose. And stolen by Posey.
And you know, despite the number of turnovers, Kevin, they've still got the lead here.
Well, eventually, guys, you know those mistakes will come back and haunt you, so they've got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball.
You know, they've really made the best of their chances down the middle of the lane here.
Yeah, they haven't had much resistance down in the paint, so I think you've got to continue to pound the ball down low.
Tries it from the top of the key, and there are the Pacers.
Neither team has really been able to get the edge.
Well, this has been a tight one here, a nail-biter, just going back and forth right now.
Slowing it down here, smart. Play for the last shot of the quarter.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, dribble it down to 6 seconds or so and then go. That way you got a chance for a second shot if you miss.
Now here's Gasol. He's got 11. Kobe over George. And they're moving it up. 1 second left. And the basket by Hill. And it's a 4-point Pacer lead. More great action when we return.
62. The Lakers with the second.
Thanks so much for joining us for HP at the Half. I'm Damon Bruce with a terrific game going on in Indiana. Some good up-tempo basketball for the Pacers. One look at their shooting percentage from the floor, and it's easy to see why the first half broke the way it did. George Hill, unreal in the first. He's got 16 points and has been no slouch defensively, showing he's a two-way player. There's no quitting the Lakers. They came to win. They've dialed in from long range, an incredible shooting performance from outside. Kobe's been lights out the first 2 quarters. Seems like everything's falling for him. Not sure if he even knows how to miss. Nothing comes easy in the NBA, but these two are making it look so. Here are the top scorers. Thanks so much for joining me at halftime. We'll send you back out to Kevin and the gang.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the first. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. Taking a look at the Lakers. Fisher, slam play.
Well, he took that one to the rack.
That's a beautiful dunk there, Steve.
Yeah, how about the agility? Just the power and the skill, impressive.
Outside for our test. That's good. And it's Kobe with the assist. 16 points for Ron Artest.
Now Kobe Bryant still chasing that 6th ring. If he ends up getting it, he would tie Michael Jordan. And of course, Michael was always a tremendous inspiration to Kobe Bryant.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, Kevin, in speaking with Pau Gasol, he feels like the Lakers function better when they're distributing the scoring around. His quote, "I think we're more effective and more successful when our offense is balanced and everyone's contributing." He said we tend to get in trouble when the offense gets stagnant and we stand around and watch Kobe. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. A lot of weapons certainly at the Lakers' disposal.
You know, with the players they have, you keep moving the ball around, somebody's going to score. I mean, there's just too much talent.
There's the three, and another three for the Lakers.
Another three, and we've just seen a barrage from long range here in the second half.
They have come out blazing, and defensively, it's hard to deny that shot. I mean, that's a lot of ground to cover when the team spreads you out like they do.
Here's George. He's got 9. Now the shot is on the way. Frazier with the basket on the assist by George. George has got 3 assists in the game. So timeout called here. The first for Los Angeles. Stevie mentioned Kobe's still working toward those 6 rings. He's got 5 right now. But Kobe thought that, tying Jordan wasn't his motivation.
You believe that?
Well, I do think he wanted to help Phil Jackson go out on the right way. Yeah. And that, of course, didn't work out.
No, it did not work out, but I think it was a combination of factors. One, he obviously wanted to do it because he wants to do it. But I always think the Jordan piece is out of the equation and being one of the inspiring factors for trying to grab that 6 win. I mean, quite honestly, he's shown that we're at a win every year.
Well, he's always compared to Jordan. Well, why wouldn't that just be a natural feeling?
Right.
You can't fault him for it.
No, not at all. Boy, he's been so cool out there, composed, never rattled. I mean, very steady contributor to the offense.
I'm talking, Steve, as we approach the fourth quarter, still in the ball game.
Yeah, exactly right, Kevin. I mean, these teams just simply keep trading baskets, and as a result, trading the lead.
Yeah, neither side really able to create much of a cushion at all. So which team can make a little run here? We'll see.
Again, the Lakers.
My goodness, he's knocking down everything he looks at.
And one of the things you like about the Lakers, their ability to go out on the road and win. In fact, last season, they were 27-14 away from Staples Center. And we have seen the intensity pick up big time here in the second half.
Well, you can feel the desire from both teams that they really want to win this one.
Here's for 3, and Artest with the basket on the assist from Kobe. Artest's got 9 points now in just the second half. And the Lakers, Clark, a smart veteran team, we know that. How much of an asset is that to winning on the road?
You can't overstate it. I mean, it's really huge, Kevin. Keeping your composure, staying focused, understanding what's coming and what you need to do to seize games on the road. Some folks call it that killer instinct. And those are the things you have to be able to do, and the Lakers, quite honestly, a terrific example of all of that.
Here's Hill. And there are the Pacers with another bucket.
Now, he cannot play any better than he is right now in this quarter, guys.
And the Lakers call time here.
You know, for the Pacers last season, they really had a difficult time against Western Conference teams. I mean, only going 9-21 in those matchups.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Tyler Hansbrough checked in for West. And it's Jones in for Paul George. Theo Ratliff, he's just checked in for the Lakers. Barnes comes in for Ron Artest. We talked about the troubles, Clark, against the Western Conference. For whatever reason, Steve, they struggled to defend Western Conference opponents.
Well, I thought the biggest thing was the West was so much deeper than the East last year, Kevin. The East had some strong teams at the top, but overall, a weaker field of teams. When you go out West, and on a nightly basis, you're going against a really tough team. I think that's the disparity in the numbers for Indiana. That's 9 straight points coming off 3 3-pointers. The defense just getting shelled.
Steve, the threes are killing them. I think they've got to find a way to chase them off the three-point line.
The 3 from Hill, and the Pacers are another 3.
He's showing no signs of letting up here.
Kobe pitch to Gasol. 3-pointer, that's good, and it's Kobe with the assist. Gasol's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Guy's been an artist with that 3-point shot.
He sure has been, Steve. I mean, the majority of his points are from out there.
And they get it back.
Boy, he wanted that one. Couldn't get it to go. But he will go to the line.
You know, Steve, that was just a case of him not quite being able to get it to go his way.
Some changes for Indiana. David West, he's checked in for Hansbrough. And James Posey subbed in for Danny Granger. Steve Blake's checked in for the Lakers. Here's Kobe. He has 29. Three-pointer. And another three for the Lakers.
Well, I'll bet his teammates love playing with him. He's distributing the ball perfectly.
Well, he keeps everybody happy, and you know what? The assist numbers don't lie.
On the wing, Hill, guarded by Blake. He's whistled for the 5-second back-to-the-basket violation. Here's Ratliff. Poked loose. It's stolen by Hill.
Well, that's a really slick move to come up with that steal.
Goes up to the strip. He drained the shot right at the buzzer.
Play, guys. He got himself squared up and knocked down the shot, no problem.
And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game, neither team giving ground. You look at Kobe Bryant in this game, I mean, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, double-double through the first three quarters, so he is giving them a huge boost.
Yeah, stat sheet stuffer of a performance, Steve, making his presence known across the stat sheet.
Lakers lead by 2. As we get going here in the fourth, let's send it over to Doris Burke for our Sprite Spark.
Hi, guys. Well, it was the stretch by the Lakers that garners the Sprite Spark today. Everything started falling for them in the second quarter, and that is when they took over this basketball game. They'll look to close things out here in the final quarter of play.
All right, Doris, thank you. That run was a critical stretch mark of the game.
It sure was. I mean, once the pilot light was lit, they didn't let up.
Well, offensively, it all came together for them, Park, and it really allowed them to kind of take control of the game at that point.
Here's Collison. Paul George and Danny Granger on the perimeter. West out there with Amundsen. And it's Collison in at the point guard position. That's the Pacers' foul. Out of bounds. And they retain possession. Here's Collison. Granger backing him down. Granger's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Pacers. Artest against Granger. Granger against Artest. Johnson outside. Stolen by George. It's stolen by Johnson.
That's his first turnover of the game, so for the most part, he's run the offense pretty well. Turnover is starting to become a factor here, guys. They've got to reverse that trend. What a great game. This looks like it's going to go right into the wire.
Well, you talk about what happens in close games. Mistakes are magnified. Both teams have to be very careful down the stretch here.
Lyman with the steal. The tray. That's good. And that'll tie this game up. And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Yeah, and actually still too close to call. I mean, this one is tight.
This could be an instant classic, fellas. I mean, this thing has all the looks of a game that's going to go right down to the last shot.
Indiana making some changes. Roy Hibbert's checked in for West. Jones comes in for Danny Granger. And George Hills subbed in for Lou Hodmanson. And then for the Lakers, Saul comes in for Matt Barnes. And Kobe is subbed in for Johnson. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, I was able to hear the advice Frank Vogel gave to his team during that last race. His message was fairly simple. He said we can't waste any more time. When we get it, we've got to take the ball to the hole and immediately get back to defense. This game is about stops and scores now, guys.
It's great to hear from you, Doris.
Off to the race is just really getting up and down the floor.
Not much the defense could do there, guys, but let them go.
That was the Sprite sand cam moments ago. A highlight reel action right here.
Look at that dime. On time and on target.
Collison kicks to Hibbert. The shot's good. Collison making the play.
You have to have such a great feel for the ball to get a finger roll like that to go.
Kobe against him. It's up a three. And Artest with the basket on the assist from Kobe. 22 points for Ron Artest.
Now, the way this defense is playing out there, I mean, they might as well not be there. It's 5 straight wide open threes.
Yeah, that's way too many. I mean, typically teams will get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open threes, but they just haven't figured it out yet. He's such a clutch shooter, Kevin. He just lives for the big shot.
Now, here's Collison. He's covered closely. Here's Jones. The shot's good. Collison in the play. Collison's got his 9th position in the game now. It's stolen by Jones.
Not the type of quarter they were hoping for.
No, they're giving the lead back. I mean, their turnover resulting in 5 points the other way. That played a huge role in that.
And Artest gets it to go on the assist by Blake. Blake's got 3 assists in the game. And the Pacers call time here.
He's dialed in from long range. They got to stay in his hip pocket and deny him the catch.
The Pacers making a switch here. Rangers checked in. And the Lakers also making a switch. Fisher's checked in. Here's Collison. Gasol against Granger. Over bottom. And Granger with the basket on the assist by Collison. Granger's got 11 in the second half. Gasol. That's good. And it's Kobe with the assist.
You know, even though it's transition, he's got the green light to fire from there if he has a good look at it.
And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
What a great game for Granger in this one. 15 points and his 2 steals.
I'll tell you what, on a few trips, that defensive list has caused some disarray for the offense.
2 for 2. It's a 2-point ball game.
Kevin, that's what you expect from him. When the pressure's at its highest, with the game on the line, that's when he's at his best.
Artest. That's in, coming off an assist by Kobe. 27 points for Ron Artest. Here comes Darren Collison. He's covered by Fisher. Collison, the pass to Granger. Takes it right up. The final touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Granger's got 19 points. With 3, Kobe. And another 3 for the Lakers.
You gotta love to see that kind of range. He's been lighting it up from outside.
Timeout called the Pacers. They're behind by 2. We've got 1:02 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Collison against Fisher. Here's Granger. It's blocked.
A tight game here, and neither team has been able to gain an upper hand on the backboard.
Well, both teams really getting after the inside. It's been an interesting battle.
Collison. And so he ends and tripped to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. That's on Derek Fisher.
Well, they did have a foul to give, but they couldn't get it done before the shot attempt.
Yeah, you really want to try to foul in that situation before he gets into the shooting motion, and it just didn't work out that time. Makes him count. Man, this is a tight one.
Less than 1 minute left. From downtown. Swings it from downtown.
What a clutch shot there.
Really, the definition of clutch.
Now here is Hill. Outside Collison. Picked up by Kobe. And it's sent back by Kobe. This may be their most important possession.
As long as they don't make a mistake here, they should be safe.
Six to shoot. He started by Hill. Over Hibbert.
Looking to close this game out strong here.
Yeah, this one will be put away if they can get just a few more buckets. You can put it on ice.
Timeout call the Pacers. They're losing by 5. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Collison. Three-pointer. Granger nails it. And he is back down to within 2 points.
And the shootout continues.
Trading buckets both ways. I mean, offense definitely the focal points for these teams.
And fouling now is really your only option.
Yeah, and you just got to hope he misses the free throw so you can get back in the game, Steve.
They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
I know you have to foul, but you don't want to hit a good foul shooter.
Yeah, you'd much rather have somebody else get to the line than this guy. He's an excellent free throw shooter.
It's a 4-point ball game.
Huge free throws there, Kevin. He just put this game out of reach.
The kick out to Hill. There's the triple. It's good. And what a sensational bucket to bring down within one.
And he's throwing the defense inside and then find the open man on the outside. Good offense.
And he just stopped the clock, so there's a foul. Good on the first, and that'll put him up by 2. Gets them both, and it's a 3-point ball game.
Taking full advantage of the charity strike here. Stretching that margin to 3.
And so it's the Lakers who come out on top here. It was tight, but they managed to come up with the win.
You know, nobody wants to lose a close game, Kevin. It's much better to win those tight ones.
Well, that'll do it. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game, Kobe Bryant.
So we are heading to tomorrow night in Phoenix, Arizona. We're going to go heading to US Airways Center. We got Steve Nash in the Phoenix Suns host with the big three Boston Celtics of Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. It's another close game here in the Bakers Light Playoffs in Indianapolis as the Lakers hold off defeat the Indiana Pacers down to the wire, winning by 3, 122 to 119. And now, a reminder, we'll be heading tomorrow for the Celtics and Suns at the US Airways Center as the March Madness is underway. Begins story, a good game story now. We see the best of the day one. My favorite team, Creighton Blue Jays, is headed to the second round for the 5th straight year after the outlast win over Louisville Cardinals. Second one, the Magny State upset over Crimson Tigers. I was perfect bracket. I was to pick the 12 seed, get in. A nice shot for perfect. And also Drake won the first tournament over Missouri. Kansas got lost in the first round by Arkansas. And the rest of the game here, nobody cares about it. Michigan almost got a huge loss against the upset surprise by UC San Diego. So don't forget tomorrow, the number 1 seed Duke Blue Devils led by Cooper Flag take on the 16th seed Mount St. Mary's. And that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. Reminder, we are at the US Airways Center in Phoenix, Arizona for the Boston Celtics and the Phoenix Suns game. We'll see you on Saturday. Sign up and peace out as the March Madness will be playing for the second day tomorrow. I'm Andre Kenshin saying so long for Bakers Live Playoffs in Indianapolis as the Lakers beat the Pacers 122 to 119. We will see you tomorrow. A reminder for the Celtics and Suns. Sign up and peace out. Good night and thanks for watching.